Jai Shri Ram, Jai Mata Di, Har Har Mahadev. Welcome to this evening's satsang. We are going to commence with preliminaries and purificatory mantras. Sprinkle water on yourselves and all around. Om Pavitraha Pavitro Va Sarvavastam Gato Piva Yah Smaret Pundarikaksham Sabhahyapyantraha Shuchi. Now, thinking of Bhagwan, meditating on him, sip water from the palm of your right hand 3 times. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Then rinse your hands. Om Rishikeshaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. If you have a kus ring, put it on the right hand ring finger. Om Pavitre Stho Vaishnavyo Saviturvaha Prasava Utpunam Yachidrena Pavitrena Suryasya Rashmibihi Tasyate Pavitra Pate Pavitra Putasya Takamaha Pune Tachakeyam. You should now apply some chandan, sandalwood paste, to your forehead. Using the thumb of your right hand, start at the top of your nose and move upwards. Om Chandanam Vandyate Nityam Pavitram Papanashanam Apadam Bharate Nityam Lakshmir Vasati Sarvadham. You should apply it to all your family members who are part of the satsang. If you have not lit your home lamp, you should light it now. If you have, you may put your palms together and focus on it. Om Bodhipa Tvam Brahma Rupa Andakara Nivaraka Imam Maya Kritam Pujang Grihastejo Pravardhaya Om Deepaya Namaha. Sprinkle water on the seat. Om Prithvi Tvaya Dhrita Loka Devi Tam Vishnu Na Dhrita Tvansha Dharyaman Devi Pavitrang Kuru Chasanam. We are now ready to recite some Ved mantras in the form of the Swasti Vachan. You may take flowers and rice in the palm of your right hand. Put your hands together and meditate on Bhagwan. Om Swastina Indro Vridashavaha Swastina Posha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starakshorarishtanemi Swastino Brihaspati Tadatu Om Payah Prithivyam Paya Oshadisho Payo Divyantarikshe Payodaha Payasvatihi Pradishaha Santo Mahyam Om Vishnoratamasi Vishnoho Snaptresto Vishnoho Surasi Vishnor Dhruvasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavetva Om Agnir Devata Bhato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasavo Devata Rudra Devata Ditya Devata Marato Devata Vishwe Deva Devata Brihaspatir Devatindro Devata Varuno Devata Om Yaho Shantirantariksha Shanti Prithivi Shantirapah Shantiroshadayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shantir Vishwe Devah Shantir Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shantireva Shanti Sama Shantiredhi Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasuva Yadbhadran Tanna Suvasu Shantira Bhavatu. You may offer that onto the Vedi in front of your lamp or one of your murtis. We are now going to recite mantras, dhyan mantras, so that you can focus your mind on Bhagwan. The first one is in respect of Ganesh Bhagwan. Put your hands together. Om Gananantva Ganapati Gwang Havamahe Priyanantva Priyapati Gwang Havamahe Nidhinantva Nidhipati Gwang Havamahe Vaso Mama Aham Jani Garbhadama Tamajasi Garbhadhamma Om Bhurvaswaha Ganapataye Namaha Om Ambe Ambike Ambalike Namanayati Kaschana Sasasya Subhadrikam Kampil Vasini Om Bhurvaswaha Ambikaye Namaha. Offer your flowers. Offer some flowers in the front of the murti of Ganesh and Parvati. You should have a kalash established in your home. You may take flowers and meditate on that kalash. Om कलशस्य मुखे विष्णुः कंठे रुद्र समाशितः मूले तस्य स्थितो ब्रह्मा मध्ये मात्र गणः स्वतः कुक्षौ तु सागराः सप्त सप्त द्वीपा वसुन्धरा ऋग्वेदोऽथ यजुर्वेदः यथर्वणः सामवेदो यथर्वणः अंगैश्च सहिताः सर्वे कलशन्तु समाश्रिताः बोले कलश वरुण भगवान की जय. Take some of the flowers and offer it in front of your kalash or on your kalash. Now take flowers again. Meditate on the Nograha, the heavenly bodies that and areas that affect us. Meditate on the deities of those planets. Om Brahma Murari Tripurantakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Suto Budascha Guru Shukrah Shani Rahu Ketava Sarve Graha Shantikara Bhavantu Mantrahinam Kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Samarchanam Maya Kritansha Yatad Boha Kshamadvam Graha Devataha. बोलिए नौ ग्रह देवताओं की जय. सूर्य नारायण भगवान की जय. Now take flowers and meditate on Bhagwan Shiv. ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च शिवाय नमः. ॐ सौराष्ट्रे सोमनाथं च श्रीशैलमल्लिकार्जुनम् उज्जैनं महाकालम् ओंकारम् अमलेश्वरम् परल्यां वेदनाथं च डाकिन्यां भीमशङ्करं सेतुवन्ते तु रामेशं नागेशं दारुकावने वाराणस्यां तु विश्वेशं त्र्यम्बकं गौतमी तटे हिमालय तु केदारं घुष्मेशं च शिवालय एतानि ज्योतिर्लिङ्गानि सायं प्रातपटे नरः सप्तजन्म कृतं पापं स्मरणेन विनश्यति. बोलिए शिव शंकर भगवान की जय. We are now going to do the Durga Puja in some detail. To do this, you may take flowers in your hand again and meditate on her. I'm sure you have a murti of her. Meditate on her so that we can worship her in an appropriate manner. Take flowers. Om Vidyudham Samprabham Mrigapati Skandasthitaam Bhishanam Kanyaha Bhar Karabhalaket Vilasat Hasta Sevitam Haste Chakra Kadasiketi Vishikams Chapam Gunam Tarjanim Vibhrana Manalatmikam Shashidharam Durgam Trinetram Bhaje. Om Durge Smrita Harasi Bhitimashesh Janto Swaste Smrita Mati Mati Vashubham Dadasi Daridraya Dukabaya Harnika Tvadanya Sarvopakar Karanaya Sadadrachikta सिंहस्ता शशिशेखरा मरकतः प्रकेशचतुर्भिर्भुजे शङ्खं चक्रं धनुशरां सदधतीं नेस्त्रे स्त्रीभिः शोभिताम्. ॐ जयन्ती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते. Offer the flowers in front of the murti of the mother. Now offer flowers again. Om Agaccha Varade Devi Detya Darvanishudini Pujangrihan Sumukhi Namaste Shankara Priya. Flowers again as they seat. Om Anekaratna Sanyuktam Nana Mani Gananvitam Kartasva Ramayam Divyam Asanam Pratigrihatam. Now offer water 4 times. Om Ganga Adi Tirthasam Om Ganga Adi Sarva Tirthebhyo Maya Prarthanaya Ratam Toyame Tatsukha Sparsham Padyartam Pratigrihatam. Om Gandha Pushpakshater Yukyam Argyam Sampaditam Maya Grihanatvam Mahadevi Prasannata Sarvadha. Om Achmayatam Toya Devi Bhakti Mehya Chalankuru ईप्सितं मे वरन्देहि परत्र च परांगतिम्. ओम जाह्नवीतो यमानीतं शुभं कर्पूर संयुतं स्नापयामि सुरश्रेष्ठे त्वं पुत्रादि फलप्रदाम्. Now you should offer some panchamrit. Om payodhati घृतं शोध्रं सीतया च समन्वितं panchamritam mane nadya kuru snanam dayanide. Now offer water again. Om Paramananda Bodhabhi Nimagna Nijamurtaye Sango Pangam Idam Snanam kalpayamhamashate. Now offer some thread, a piece of cotton. Om vastram cha somadevatyam lajjayastu nivaranam maya nivedita bhaktya grihana parameshwari. You may offer another piece of thread, or if you have a sari adorned on the murti of the mother, offer flowers onto that sari. Om Yamashritya Mahamaya Jagat Sammohini Sada Tasyaite Parameshaye Kalpayam Uttariyakam. Offer some madhupark or anything sweet that you may have. Om Dadhi Madhva Jaya Sanyuktam Patra Yugha Samanvitam Madhuparka Grihanatvam Varada Bhava Shobhane. Chandan Tika. Apply Chandan Tika. Om Parama, using your ring finger, apply it to the Murti. Om Paramananda Sobhagya Paripurna Digantare Grihana Paramam Gandham Kripaya Parameshwari. Now you may offer the various colors, Kumkum, Sindur, etc. Om Kumkumam Kantidam Divyam Kamani Kama Sambhavam Kumkumenarchite Devi Prasida Parameshwari. Om Sindhuramaruna Bhasam Jaya Kususannibham Pujitasi Maya Devi Prasida Parameshwari. Any kind of adornment, for example, if you have bangles and tikli on your murti, touch it. Om Swabhava Sundarangyarte Nana Shaktya Shute Shive Bhushanani Vichitrani Kalpayam Mamararchite. Kajal, if you don't have kajal, you may powder some camphor, a little bit of camphor. Om Chakshubhyam Kajalam Ramayam Subhage Shantikarake Karpura Jyotirutpannam Grihana Parameshwari. The next item is Mangal Sutra. If you have a necklace or a Mangal Sutra on the murti, you may touch it. Otherwise, offer a piece of thread in its stead. Om Sobhagya Sutra Varade Swarna Mani Sanyute Kante Bhadanami Deveshi Sobhagyam Dehi Me Sadam. Now offer rice. Om Raditaha Kumkumodhena Akshataschati Shobhana Mamesham Devidanena Prasanna Bhava Shobhane. Offer flowers. Om Mandara Parijata Adi Patlaketaka Nicha Jati Champaka Pushpani Grihane Mani Shobhane. If you have a garland for the mother, touch the garland. Alternatively, offer flowers again. Om Padma Shankar Japa Pushpe Shata Patre Vichitritam Pushpamalam Prayachami Grihana Tvam Sureshwari. A bell leaf, if you have bell, you may offer that. If not, offer flower petals again. Om Amritodbhava Shri Vriksho Mahadevi Priya Sada Bilbapatram Prayachami Pavitram Te Sureshwari. Agarbatti. Turn agarbatti in a clockwise direction around the murti. Om Dashanga Gugulam Dhupam Chandana Guru Sanyutam Samarpitam Maya Bhaktya Mahadevi Prahagrihatam. Now you may do arti with a diya. Om Ghrita Varti Samayuktam Mahattejo Mahojwalam Deepam Dasyami Deveshi Suprita Bhava Sarvadha. If you have a bell or a shank in your home, you can ring the bell and blow the shank also at this point in time. Thereafter, rinse your hands and offer some prasad. Om Annam Chaturvidam Swadhu Rasehi Shadabhi Samanvitam Nevedyam Grihatam Devi Bhakti Mehya Chalam Kuru. Om Draksha Karjura Kadali Panna Samra Kapitakam Narikela Chuchambhadihi Phalani Pratigrihatam. Sprinkle water. Om Shitalam Nirmalam Toyam Karpurena Suvasitam Achmayatam Mama Jalam Prasida Tvam Maheshwari. Now you should offer pan, supari, a pinch of camphor, a clove, and a coin. Om Eilalavanga Kasturihi Karpurhe Sustovasitam Vitika Mukavasartham Arpayami Sureshwari. Om Puja Pala Samradhyartham Tavagra Swarnamishwari स्थापितं तेन मे प्रीता Purnat Guru Manorathan. Now you are going to do Aarti for the following mantras. Om Nirajanam Sumangalyam Karpurena Samanvitam Chandrarkavani Sadrisham Mahadevi Namostute. Om Namaste Devi Deveshi Namaste Ipsita Prade Namaste Jagatam Dhatri Namaste Bhaktavatsale Namah Sarva Hitarthaye Jagat Adara Hetave साष्टांगोऽयं प्रणमस्तु प्रयत्नेन मया कृतः. बोलिए जगत जननी दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती काली मैया की जय. Jai Mata Di to all of you. These offerings that we make, each of them have some benefit for you. So if you haven't been making the offerings, I encourage you to try and make at least some of the offerings tomorrow when we do this puja. We are now going to take a bhajan. And after the bhajan, we are going to recite something from the Durga Saptashati. Very often you do puja Durga Saptashati and you simply listen to the entire part. On this platform, we are going to read extracts and do explanations on them. And hopefully, when you put all of these explanations together, you will enjoy the recitation of the Durga Saptashati even more than you are now. So after this bhajan, we will be reciting.
तेरी गोद में सर है मैया, अब मुझको क्या डर है मैया. तेरी गोद में सर है मैया, अब मुझको क्या डर है मैया. दुनिया नजरे फेरे तो फेरे, दुनिया नजरे फेरे तो फेरे, मुझ पे तेरी नजर है मैया. तेरी गोद में सर है मैया, अब मुझको क्या डर है मैया. मैया तेरी जय जयकार, मैया तेरी जय जयकार, मैया तेरी जय जयकार, मैया तेरी जय जयकार. तेरा दर्श यहाँ भी है, तेरा दर्श वहाँ भी है. तेरा दर्श यहाँ भी है, तेरा दर्श वहाँ भी है. हर दुख से लड़ने को मैया तेरा एक जयकारा काफी है, काफी है. मैया तेरी जय जयकार, मैया तेरी जय जयकार. दिल में लगा तेरा दरबार, मैया तेरी जय जयकार. मैं संतान तू माता, तू मेरे जीवन दाता. मैं संतान तू माता, तू मेरी जीवन दाता. जग से सबसे गहरा मैया तेरा और मेरा है नाता, है नाता. गुजरे, फेरे तो फेरे, मुझ पे तेरी नजर है मैया, तेरी गोद में सर है मैया, अब मुझको क्या डर है मैया, मैया तेरी जय जयकार, 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 मैया तेरी जय जयकार।
Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Durga. We are now going to do a recitation from the Durga Saptashati. During this recitation, those of you who have a text and wish to follow, kindly do so. Others, kindly take some flowers in your hand or simply join your palms and focus on her while we recite this text. Om Shri Durgaye Namaha Ata Pratamodhyayah. Om Pratam Charitrasya Brahma Rishi Mahakali Devata Gayatri Chandaha. नंदा शक्ति रक्तदंतिका बीजम अग्निस्तत्वं ऋग्वेद स्वरूपम श्री महाकाली प्रीतयते प्रथम चरित्र जपे विनियोगः ध्यानम् ओम कद्धम चक्र कदेशु चाप परिघान शूलं भुशुंडीं शिरः शंखं संधदतिं करे स्त्रीनयनां सर्वांगभूषावृतां नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पाददशकां सेवे महाकालिकाम् यामत्स्तवत्स्वपिते हरो कमलजो हन्तुं मधुं कैटभम् ॐ नमश्चण्डिकायै ॐ ऐं मार्कण्डेय उवाच सावर्णी सूरतन्यो यो मन्युकथयति अष्टमः निशाम्य तद्वुत्पत्तिं विस्तरात् गततो मम महामायानुभावेन यथा मन्वन्तराधिप स बभूव महाभाग सावर्णिस्तन्नयो रवेः स्वारोषिषन्तरे पूर्वं चैत्रवंश समुद्भव सूरतो नाम राजा भूत समस्त क्षितिमण्डले तस्य पालतः सम्यक् प्रजापुत्रान् वोरसां बभूव शत्रवो भूपा कोला विद्वंसिनस्तथा तस्य तेरभवद्युद्धम् अति प्रबलदण्डिनः न्यूनैरपि स तेर्युद्धे कोला विद्वंसिभिर्जतः ततः स्वपुरमयातो निज देशाधिपोऽभवत् आक्रांत स महाभागस्ते सदा प्रबलारिभिः अमात्यैर्बलिर्भिर्दुष्टे दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कौशोबलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततो मृग्य व्याजेन हृत स्वाम्य स भूपतिः एकाकी हयमारुह्य जगाम गहनं वनं तत्राश्रममद्राक्षीद्विजवर्यस्य मेधस प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णं मुनिशीशोपशोभितं तत्सोकाङ्क्षितकालं च मुनिना तेन सत्कृतः इतस्ते च विचरं तस्मिन् मुनिर्वराश्रमे सोचिन्तयत् तदा तत्र मम त्वाक्रेष्टचेतनः मत्पूर्वे पालितं पूर्वं मया हीनं परं हितात् मद्वृत्तेस्तेरसद्वृत्ते धर्मतेः पालिते न वा न जाने स प्रदानो मे शूरहस्ति सदा मदः मम वैरविषं यात कान् भोगनुपलप्स्यते ये मम नागुतं नित्यं प्रसाद धनभोजनेः अनुवृत्तिं ध्रुवं तेद्य कुर्वन्त्यमहीभृताम् असम्यगव्यशीलेस्ते कुर्वद्भिः सततं व्ययं संक्षिप्तथो सोऽथि दुःखेन क्षयं कोशो गमिष्यति एताच्छन्न यच्छः सततं चिन्तयामास पार्थिवः तत्र विप्राश्यमभ्येषः वैश्यमेकं ददर्श सः सपृष्टस्तेन कस्त्वं भो हेतु च गमनेत्रकः सशोक इव कस्मात् त्वं दोर्मना इव लक्ष्यसे इत्यकारणवचस्तस्य भूपतिः प्रणयोदितं प्रत्युवाच स तं वेश प्रश्यः वन्नतो नृपं वैशोवाच समाधीर्णां वैशोऽहमुत्पन्नो धनिनां कुले पुत्राधारे निरस्तश्च धनलोभाद् साधुभिः विहीनस्य धनिर्धारे पुत्रे राधाय मे धनं वनमभ्यगतो दुःखिः निरस्तश्चाप्तबन्धुभिः सोऽहं न वेद्मि पुत्राणां कुशलात्मिकां प्रवृत्तिं स्वजनानां च धाराणां चत्र संस्थितः किं नु तेषां गृहक्षेमम् अक्षेमं किं नु साम्प्रतं कथं ते किं नु सद्वृत्ताः दुर्वृत्ताः किं नु मे सुता राजोवाच नेयै निरस्तो भवालुब्धेर्पुत्रे धारादिभिर्धनेः देशे किं भवतः स्नेहम् अनुबध्नाति मानसं वैशोवाच एवमेतद्यतः प्राह भवानस्मद्गतं वचः किं करोमि न बध्नाति मम निष्ठुरतां मनः ये सन्त्यज्य पितृस्नेहं धनलुब्धे निराकृतः पति स्वजनाहार्दं च हार्दितेष्वेव मे मनः किम् एतन्नभिजानामि जाननमपि महामते यत् प्रेम प्रवणं चित्तं द्विगुणेष्वपि बन्धुषु तेषां कृते मे निश्वासो धोर्मनस्य न च जायते करोमि किं यन्नः मनस्तेष्वः प्रीतिषु निष्ठुरम् मार्कण्डेयोवाच ततस्थो सहितो विप्रतं मुनिसमुपस्थितः समाधिर्नाम वेशोऽसौ स च पार्थिव सत्तमः कृत्वा तु तौ नियतान्याहं यतार्हं तेन संविदम् उपविष्टो कथाः काश्चिच्चक्रः तुर्वैष पार्थिवो राजोवाच भगवान् स्वामहं प्रष्टुमिच्छामि एकं वदस्व तत् दुःखाय यन्मे मनसः स्वचित्तया ततां विना मम त्वगतराज्यस्य राजङ्गेष्वकलाश्वपिः जानतोऽपि यथाज्ञस्य किमे तन्मुनिसत्तमः अयं च निकृतः पुत्रेर्धारेर्भृत्यैस्ततो गितः स्वजनेन च सन्त्यक्त्यास् तेषु हार्दि तथाप्यति एवमेष तथाहं च भाव्याप्ताति दुःखितः दुष्टदोषे विषये मम त्वकृष्टमानसो तत्किमेन महाभाग यन्मोहो ज्ञानिनोरपिः ममास्य च भवत्येषा विवेकण्डस्य मूढता ऋषिरुवाच ज्ञानमस्ति समस्तस्य जन्तयो विषयगोचरेः विषयस्य महाभागा याति चैवं पृथक् पृथक् निबन्धाः प्राणिनः केचिद्ध्रात्रान्वन्तस्तथा परे केचित् दिवः तथा रात्रो प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः ज्ञानिनो मनुजाः सत्यं किं तु तेन हि केवलम् यतो हि ज्ञानिना सर्वे पशु पक्षी मृगादयः ज्ञानं च तन्मनुष्याणां यत्तेषां मृगपक्षिणां मनुष्याणां च यत्तेषां तुल्यमन्यततोभयोः ज्ञानपि हि सति पश्येतान् पथाङ्ग च वा चक्षुषुः कनमोक्षात् ऋतात् मोहात् पीड्यमानपि क्षुधा मनुष्यः मनुजभाग्र सविलास सुतान् प्रति लोभात् प्रत्युपकाराय नन्वेतान् किं न पश्यति तथापि ममातावर्ते मोहगर्ते निपातिताः महामाया प्रभावेन संसारस्थितिकारिणा तन्नात्रेय विस्मयकार्यो योगनिद्र जगत्पते महामाया हरेश्चेषा तया सम्मोयते जगत् ज्ञानिनामपि चेतांसि देवी भगवती हि सा बलादकृष्य मोहाया महामाया प्रयच्छति तया विसृज्यते विश्वं जगते च चराचरं शैषा प्रसन्न वरदा नृणां भवति मुक्तये सा विद्या परमा मुक्तिर् हेतुभूता सनातनी संसार बंधु हेतुश्च सेवे सर्वेश्वरेश्वरी राजोवाच भगवान् का हि सा देवी महामायेति यां भवान् प्रवीति कथमुत्पन्नाः सकार्याश्च किं द्विजः सकर्मास्याश्च किं द्विजः यत्प्रभाव च सा देवी यत्स्वरूपा यदुद्भवा त्वत्सर्वं श्रोतुमिच्छामि त्वत्तो ब्रह्मविदां वरः ऋषिरुवाच नित्येव स जगान्मूर्तिस्तया सर्वमिदं तथं तथापि तत्समुत्पत्तिर्बहुधा श्रूयतां मम देवानां कार्यसिद्ध्यार्थम् आविर्भवति सा यदा उत्पन्नेति तथा लोके सा नित्याप्यभिधीयते योगनिद्रां यदा विष्णुर्जगत्येकार्णवीकृतेः अस्ति न शेष भजत कल्पान्ते भगवान् प्रभुः तदा द्वावसुरो घोरो विख्यातो मधुकेतभो विष्णुर्कर्णमलोद्भूतो हन्तुं ब्रह्मणमुद्यतो स नाभि कमले विष्णुः स्थितो ब्रह्मा प्रजापति दृष्ट्वा त्वावसुरो चोग्रः प्रसुप्तं च जनार्दनं तुष्टाव योगनिद्रां तामेकार्ह हृदय स्थितः विबोधनार्थाय हरिर्नेत्र कृतलयां विश्वेश्वरीं जगद्धात्री स्थिति संहारकारिणीं निद्रां भगवती विष्णुरतुलां तेजसः प्रभुः ब्रह्मोवाच त्वं स्वाहा त्वं सदा त्वं हि वषत्कार स्वरात्मिका सुधा त्वम् अक्षरे नित्ये त्रिधा मात्रात्मिका स्थिता अर्धमात्रा स्थिता नित्या यानोचार्य विशेषतः त्वमेव संध्या सावित्री त्वं देवी जननी परा त्वयैतद् धार्यते विश्वं त्वयैतत् सृज्यते जगत् त्वयैतत् पाल्यते देवी त्वं मत्स्यन्ते च सर्वदा विसृष्टौ सृष्टिरूपा त्वं स्थितिरूपा च पालने तथा संहृतिरूपान्ते जगतोऽस्य जगन्मये महाविद्या महामाया महामेधा महास्मृतिः महामोहा च भवति महादेवी महासुरी प्रकृतिस्त्वं च सर्वस्य गुणत्रय विभाविनी कालरात्रिर्महारात्रिर्मोहरात्रिश्च दारुणा त्वं शिस्त्वम् ईश्वरी त्वं ह्रीस्त्वं बुद्धिर्बोधलक्षणा लज्जा पुष्टिस्तथा तुष्टिस्त्वं शान्तिरेव च गद्गिनिः शूलिनी घोरा गड्डिनी चक्रिणी तथा शंखनी चापनी भान भुषुंडी परिघायुधा सौम्या सौम्यातर शेष सौम्याभ्यस्वाति सुंदरी परापराणां परमा त्वमेव परमेश्वरी यत्किंचिद्वचिद्वस्तु सदा सद्वा किलात्मिके तस्य सर्वस्य या शक्तिः सा त्वं किं स्तूयसे तदा यया त्वया जगत् सृष्टा जगत्पात्याति यो जगत् सोऽपि निद्रावशाम्येत कस्त्वं स्तोतुं महेश्वरः विष्णुर्शरीर गृहन् महामीशान एव च कारितास्तेः यतो तस्त्वहं कः स्तोतुं शक्तिमान् भवेत् सा त्वं नित्यं प्रभाभैर्श्वेरूरार्देवी संस्तुता मोहियेतो दुरादर्शो वासुरो मधुकैटभो प्रबोधं च जगत्स्वामी नियतम् अच्युतो लघु बोधश्च क्रियतामस्य हन्तुमेतो महासुरो ॐ ऋषिरुवाच एवं सुता तदा देवी तामसी तत्र वेदसा विष्णुः प्रबोधनार्थाय निहन्तुं मधुकैटभो नेत्रस्य नासिका बहुहृदयेभ्यस्तोरसः निर्गम्य दर्शने तस्थो ब्रह्मणो व्यक्तजन्मनः उत्तस्तोत जगन्नाथस्तया मुक्तो जनार्दन एकार्णः वेहि शयाना ततः सदृशे चतो मधुकैटभो दुरात्मानावति वीर्य पराक्रमो क्रोध रक्तेशनावत्तुः ब्राह्मणां जानितोद्यमः समुत्थाय ततस्ताभ्यां युधे भगवान् हरिः पंचवर्ष सहस्राणि बाहु प्रहरणो विभो तां यातिन् बलिन्मत्तो महामाया विमोहितो उक्तवन्तो वरोस्मत्तो व्रियतामिति केशवं श्रीभगवान् उवाच भवेतामद्य मे तुष्टो मम वध्यावुभामपि किमन्येन वरेणात्र एतावद्धि व्रतं मम ऋषिरुवाच वाञ्छिताभ्यम् इति तदा सर्वमापोमयं जगात् विलोक्य ताभ्यां गदितो भगवान् कमलेक्षणः आवां जहीन यत्रोर्वी शरीरेण परिप्लुता ॐ ऋषिरुवाच तदेत्युक्त्वा भगवता शङ्खचक्र गदाभृता कृत्वा चक्रेण वैच्छिन्ने जगन्ने शिरसे तयोः एवमेष समुत्पन्ना ब्रह्मणा संसुता स्वयं प्रभावमस्य देव्यास्तु भूयो शृणु वदामि ते ऐं ॐ जय जय मार्कण्डे पुराणे सावर्णिके मन्वन्तरे देवी महात्म्यः सत्याः सन्तु यजमानस्य कामः जगदम्ब अर्पणमस्तु ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विचे जय माता दी. We will now have a bhajan and then we will go into the discourse on some of what we have read.
जब फूल चढ़ाए तेरे नाम गाए जो मन में दीप जलाए मेरी शारदा मेरी माँ मेरी शारदा मेरी माँ कोई जब फूल चढ़ाए तेरे नाम गाए जो मन में दीप जलाए मेरी शारदा मेरी माँ मेरी शारदा मेरी माँ शारदे माँ तेरे रूप हजार शारदे माँ तेरे रूप हजार शारदे माँ पुकारे तो शक्ति माता आए शारदे माँ पुकारे तो शक्ति माता आए कोई जब फूल चढ़ाए तेरे नाम गाए जो मन में दीप जलाए मेरी दुर्गा मेरी माँ मेरी दुर्गा मेरी माँ तेरे रूप हजार, दुर्गे माँ तेरे रूप हजार। दुर्गा माँ पुकारे तो काली माता आए, दुर्गा माँ पुकारे तो काली माता आए। कोई जब फूल चढ़ाए तेरे नाम गाए, जो मन में दीप जलाए। मेरी लक्ष्मी मेरी माँ, मेरी लक्ष्मी मेरी माँ। लक्ष्मी माँ तेरे रूप हजार, लक्ष्मी माँ तेरे रूप हजार। लक्ष्मी माँ पुकारे सरस्वती माता आए, लक्ष्मी माँ पुकारे सरस्वती माता आए। कोई जब फूल चढ़ाए तेरे नाम गाए, जो मन में दीप जलाए। मेरी अम्बे मेरी माँ, मेरी अम्बे मेरी माँ।
Jai Mata Di, welcome back. So now we are going to focus on, we recited and listened to the first chapter of the Durga Saptashati. And within this chapter, there is a beautiful stuti which we recited that is called Brahma Stuti. Why is it called Brahma Stuti? Because Brahma recited this stuti. What caused him or what inspired him to recite this stuti? So from the navel of Bhagwan Vishnu, Bhagwan Janardhan was a lotus flower sprouted, and in that lotus flower, Brahma found himself there. And at this point in time, the dissolution of the universe as we know it had taken place, and Bhagwan Vishnu was lying on this casual ocean as we know it to be, and he was what we would refer to as taking a rest. So Bhagwan doesn't need to take a rest, neither does he need to sleep. So the term that is used in the text is called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra means a almost dormant state or visibly dormant state that Bhagwan goes into, almost like what we would call a silent meditation. But in reality, when you and I are in such states or in a possible state of slumber, we are not aware of what's going on around us. Neither are we in control of everything that's happening in the universe. However, Bhagwan Vishnu, the Lord, the Supreme Lord of the universe, when he is in Yoga Nidra, in that state, he's still fully aware of what is happening. Not even a blade of grass moves in this world without the consent of the Supreme Lord. But from the ears of Bhagwan Vishnu appeared, from the wax of his ears, appeared two demons, Madhu and Ketabha. All right. Now, most of these kathas have a beautiful message for us, and that is what we should seek to understand, the message that is coming from these kathas. So firstly, wax is almost an excretion that happens from the ears, and it is not thought to be of something that is pure. So anything that arises from a substance that is impure, it would obviously yield negative energy. And the negative energy that this yielded is Madhu and Ketabha. So Madhu can refer to all the sweet and pleasing things in this world, and Ketabha can mean the opposite, that which is bitter and unpleasant in the world. Now, when we move from sweetness to bitterness and back and forth, what happens to us as mundane human beings? we are swayed by these changes in the environment. So we are afraid of losing that which is pleasant and close to us, and we do not know how to deal with that which is bitter. Fear causes stress. Stress causes all kinds of further problems in the mind and the body. This is human nature. So Brahmaji is being exposed to this, and he's also part of this divine play. And what is happening? It says Madhu and Ketabha were coming to devour him. Stress devours us all. Why? Because we don't understand our stress, the real cause of our stress. Most of the time, our stress is caused because we think we are in control and that nothing can save us besides ourselves. There is a higher force. There is a greater force that we must rely on at times. Yes, we must make the effort. We must take all the precautions. But sometimes you simply have to surrender to this higher force. And when we realize that there is a higher force and it is all in the hands of that higher force, our stress goes away. Because we no longer take ownership of that stress. Now, Brahmaji became obviously agitated. He was just like us, not fully in tune with the reality that is that we are not fully in control. And he wants to awaken Bhagwan from the Yoga Nidra. He wants to alert Bhagwan that, look, there are these two demons and they are coming to destroy me. But Bhagwan is all-knowing, he's omniscient and omnipotent, etc. He is aware. The one who is not aware is Brahma. He is not aware that Bhagwan knows everything and Bhagwan is in complete control. So Brahma has realized something very important, that this higher force that is able to alert Bhagwan and alert Brahma is called this great energy called Mahamaya. This great feminine energy of Bhagwan that we are all worshipping in such beautiful forms during this Navaratri. That is the realization that came to Brahma. Why did he resort to that? Why did he not try to go directly to Bhagwan? Because all of us know that there is no mother in this world that ignores the call of her child. And the mother reacts swiftly. When the mother hears the call of a child, she doesn't think about her reaction. She simply reacts. And it is believed that the worship of the mother brings results faster than other forms, worshipping other forms of Bhagwan. This is the nature of the mother. Okay? You know, there's a beautiful stuti called Aparada Stuti, the Devi Aparada Kshama Stuti. And in that stuti, it says, Kuputro Jayate. That means you can have a bad child in this world, but you cannot have, there is no such thing as a bad mother in this world, because the mother is a symbol of ultimate sacrifice. She does not hesitate to put her life before the life of her child. The mother will feed her child first before she feeds herself, even if she is starving. So Brahmaji is aware of this. Who is Brahmaji? He's the creator of this universe. And now he decides that for me to wake up my supreme father, let me ask my mother to wake him up. Because even my father, he listens to my mother. Maybe because he's scared of her, or because he's just more responsive to her. But this is the nature of the world. And some people say to us that this world is ruled by men and ladies are suppressed. According to my understanding of all of this, women very subtly control the entire world, including men. Okay, so something for you to think about. So Brahmaji now, in order to become alert and to alert Bhagwan, he sings this beautiful stuti that is called Brahma Stuti. This stuti is meant to bring awareness. If we also become aware of how Bhagwan pervades this creation and everything around us and pervades us, then our fears will subside. And our stress, called Madhu and Ketabha, will be destroyed by that very force. So let us look at what Brahmaji is saying. He says, Tvam swaha, tvam swadha, tvam hi vashatkara swaratmika. The first line he says to the Divine Mother, he says, you are swaha. That means all of us get things in this world because Bhagwan has put the Devas there. And he says to the Devas in Bhagavad Gita, and he says to us, you people worship the Devas will receive your oblations and they will make you happy. So when we do Havan, we say Swaha. Now that Devi or that energy that carries the oblations from the Havan Kund to the Devas is called Devi Swaha. And now we have just come out of the Pitra Paksh or the Shraddha Paksh. And every time we offered water, we said, Idam Tilodakam Tasmei Swadha Namaha. Or we offered a pind, a rice ball, and we said, Swadha. When we offered, we took our father's name or Aja's name and Aji's name and we said Swadha. Now that Devi that carries those oblations or the essence of those oblations that you make to the Pitris is called Swadha. Now if we understand this verse here, you should have no doubt in your mind that when you are performing Havan, when you are performing Tarpan, when you are performing Pindadan, there should be no doubt in your mind about whether these oblations are reaching the Devas and your Pitris in some form or the other. When the carrier is this divine energy, this inconceivable energy is the carrier. Nothing can stop her. You are the Vashatkar. The Vashatkar means in the yajna that we perform, in the Vedic sacrifice, the Vashatkar represents that sacrifice. She is that as well. And then goes on to say that you are the threefold matra. That means the threefold matra refers to the Om sound, the Omkar. The Om is made up of three sounds, ma, Om. Okay, so that is called the threefold a sound called Om. Now, it is said that the entire universe was created by the Omkar. And if you meditate deep enough and you listen to deep into your meditation, you will actually hear this Omkar, which is also referred to as Brahmanad, the sound of God. Recently, I read something on social media, and I'm not 100% sure whether it's correct or not, but it's something to think about. Scientists have tried to listen to the sound that is found deep in the sun, and it is said that the Omkar is resonating within the sun. Then another word that is used to describe her is Sudha. Now, Sudha refers to nectar. And what is the purpose of nectar? Nectar brings immortality. But nectar in this verse and in other places can have both a figurative and a literal meaning. Nectar could mean something that we physically drink, but nectar can also mean spiritual knowledge that will make you eternal, that will make you Amar. And she is that very nectar. So, Mother is sometimes described as the one that deludes those who are not aware. And to those who become aware of her presence, she elevates them with supreme knowledge for salvation. He then describes her as Savitri. Savitri is a hymn that is mentioned in the Vedas. It's also worth mentioning that there are so many. I've recently come out of doing pujas for Pitra Paksh for people, and I can't tell you how many people's ancestors, somebody's name, the Aji, the Nani, the Par Aji is Savitri. These days, it's hard to find people giving names like this, but Savitri is a divine hymn which occurs in the Rig Veda, and she is therefore also a Devi that is described as Savitri. Then he says to her, Devi, You are the one by whom this universe is born. So when Bhagwan wants to create this universe, whether you believe it is Vishnu Bhagwan that creates it, Shivji creates it, Brahmaji creates it, all of them are using a energy to create this universe. So God creates, sustains, and dissolves this universe by using his energy. And Brahmaji is saying, you are none other than that energy. I understand you to be that great energy that is capable of creating not just one universe, but millions of universes. By you, it is protected, O Devi. And in the end, you consume it. They use the word consume, but we would like to think of it as dissolved. Therefore, you are actually this universe. You take the form of this universe. So besides being the energy, she is also the material of this universe, right? And at the time of sustenance, you are of the form of protective power. At the time of dissolution of the world, you form the destructive power. You are also the Mahavidya. You are the supreme intelligence. So I can't even translate the word Vidya sufficiently for you in English, because Vidya doesn't just mean knowledge. It means something riper and more beautiful than knowledge, more complete than the word knowledge. He says to her, you are the Mahavidya. If we could take all the knowledge of this world and put it on different scales, the mother represents the ultimate knowledge. None of us can be more intelligent than she is. And he then says, to the foolish, you are Mahamaya. You are the one that will take them deeper into the kind of things they focus on. Why would God want to do that? Because the mother wants to give her children whatever they desire. She wants her children to be happy. So if a person is doing all the wrong things, he's actually dragging himself deeper into negative situation because he does not want to change. But the minute he invokes that same mother as the Mahavidya, as the one of high intellect and contemplation, he will then start to evolve. So that means our personal evolution is completely dependent on the Divine Mother. It is through her grace that we are able to evolve into higher beings. In other words, to improve our current status. And we have heard many times that we have been born, we have taken birth on this earth to learn. That's why we have come here. We have come here to learn. What is it that we learn? We learn from our mistakes, and we learn from the good pious deeds that we do when we see the beautiful results of it. That is the learning that we have come here to do. Now, she is the great teacher. Then she's also described as the Maha Asuri. Now, you see, this may sound, how can Mataji be demonic? But that is not what it means. See, all the kinds of powers that Asurs possess have also come from God. And many people have asked me this question, what kind of God is it that we have that he even empowers demons? We need to understand that God has created this world with both negative and positive energies, and it is his duty to sustain it. Even the Asurs, whatever he is giving them, it is for their evolution. Because Asurs will always take power, they will misuse that power. They will then have a right to be punished. So God doesn't just go and punish people for nothing. When they misuse their power, God steps in and he punishes them. What is the next step? We have heard many kathas about how Asurs have changed. In fact, some of the Jyotirlings are named after, are established because of penances done by Asurs. What has happened? It means that they have changed. They have realized their mistakes and changed. But that very power that they misuse as well comes from God. It comes from his creation. He then talks about, you are the primordial cause of everything. The very source of all things is Mother. Now, I heard Satguru say something very important which may be related to this. I'm not sure if any of you are fans of Satguru, but I listen to him. I listen to anybody and everybody as long as I can learn something. Now, he says it is silly for us to think of women as being lesser than men when every man has come from a woman, from the womb of a woman. He says, how can you think lesser of her? So she is the source of all our children. Okay? And he says, then you bring into force the three qualities. What are the three qualities? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamasic qualities. She brings this into play. Why? Because the nature of this world is based on those three qualities. And using those three qualities or evolving beyond them, we are able to get salvation. So those three qualities have been created in this world to be part of the course that we have come here to complete. It is part of the syllabus. Every cause has every good cause has a challenging syllabus. And these three qualities make the syllabus even more challenging. Think about what we do in a day. Sometimes we are doing things that are sattvic, sometimes we are doing things that are rajasic, and sometimes we are doing things that are tamasic. And we seem to be hopping between the three. Why? Because we haven't learned to control our senses and make our minds strong enough. So this is making the syllabus more challenging. This is making the scope of work more challenging. He then goes on to say that you are the goddess of fortune. You bring fortune to all those. You bring contentment to them. You bring tranquility and you bring forbearance. You bring strength and determination. He then describes her as what is she carrying in her hands? And he says that she is Khadgini, Shulini, Ghora, Gadini, Chakrani, Tatha, Shankani, Chapani, Bana, Bushundi, Parighayudha. He says you are carrying the sword, the spear, the club, the discus, the shank, the bow, the arrows, the slings, and the iron mace. You are terrible. And at the same time, seeing a woman fully armed like this, standing up for dharma, is also pleasing to the mind. So each of these weapons are there to give us hope that we have protection. These weapons also represent the empowerment of a woman. Arming her with the right kind of things, that same woman will then be able to protect you. That same woman will be able to support you and to bring you wonderful things in this world. You are the supreme Ishwari. So opposite of Ishwari is Ishwar. Ishwar means the Lord of all. Ishwari. If there is a great Lord in this world, then you are his consort and you are beyond high and low. You are the ultimate. This is how Brahmaji is praising her in these wonderful ways. Now, if we look around ourselves and we see and realize these exact things that Brahma is talking about, it means then that just like how Brahma got relief from his fear, from his stress of Madhu and Ketab, you and I too will be able to arm ourselves with her blessings so that we can get rid of our stress. We can deal with all the opposites of this world, whether it is sweet or whether it is bitter. And therefore, Brahmaji extolled her in this way. And immediately then, Bhagavan Vishnu opens his eyes. Now, the opening of the Lord's eyes represents awareness. It represents awareness of the nature of Madhu and Ketabha. The opposites must end. We must not be so easily swayed by changes in this world. And what does Bhagavan do? He then puts them onto his lap and he slays them. He destroys them. It means that we must destroy our stress. We must destroy the opposites of this world and realize that we are spiritual beings and we are governed and backed up by this great energy called Mahamaya. If we have her with us, we shouldn't worry about our stress. Let us pray to her, rather use that time instead of stressing. Let us use that time and energy to worship her, to take us to greater and greater heights. Let us evolve more as human beings, knowing that we have a caring mother that is ready to cause us to realize our true potential in this world. I hope that this Stuti is going to inspire both you and me to do greater things, to recite it more often, perhaps not only in the Navaratri. This is called Brahma Stuti. You'll also find it on YouTube. You should recite it. You should listen to it. We are now going to listen to the Durga Chalisa. If you have a copy, kindly also recite the Durga Chalisa, and thereafter we will do Arti.
नमो नमो दुर्गे सुखदा ओम मंगल की सेवा सुन मेरी देवी, हाथ जोड़ तेरे द्वार करे। पान सुपारी बजारा रियन, द्वारा तेरे वेद धरे। सुन जगदम्बे करण विलंबे, संतन के भंडार करे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जय काली कल्याण करे। भोज विधाता तू जग माता, कारज सिद्ध करे। चरण कमल कालिया आसरा, शरण तुम्हारे आन परे। जब जब वीर पड़े वतन पर, तब तब आय सहाय करे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जय काली कल्याण करे। गुरु की महिमा सकल जग मोयो, सरुगि रूप लोक धरे। माता हो कर पूर्व चिरागे, कनि माया हो भोग करे। सुख सुखदाई सदा सहाई, संत करे जयकार करे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जयकारी कल्याण करे। ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश पद लिए, देव देव तेरे द्वार करे। अतल सिंहासन बेटी माता, सिर सोने का छत्र धरे। भार सनीचत कुमकुम भरणी, सबल अंगुर पर हुक्म करे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जयकारी कल्याण करे। खड्ग कपर त्रिशूल हासनी, खड्गबीज को भस्म करे। शुंभ निशुंभ शननि ने मारे, महिषासुर को पकड़ धरे। आदित्य वारी आदि भवानी, जन अपने को कष्ट हरे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जय काली कल्याण करे। कोपित होकर दानव मारे, चंद्र मुंड सब दूर करे। तब तुम देखो दया रूप हो, फल में संकट दूर करे। सौम्य स्वभाव दान मेरी माता, जनकी अर्ज कबूल करे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जयकारी कल्याण करे। सात बार की महिमा वर्णि, सब गुण कौन बखान करे। सिंह पीठ पर चढ़ी भवानी, अतल भुवन में राज करे। दर्शन पावे मंगल गावे, सीधा सद तेरी भेंट करे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जयकारी कल्याण करे। ब्रह्मा वेद परे तेरे द्वारे, शिव शंकर हरि ज्ञान करे। इंद्र कृष्ण तेरे करे आरती, समर कुबेर दुलाय करे। जय जननी जय मातो भवानी, अचल भुवन में राज करे। संतन प्रतिपाली सदा कुशाली, जय काली कल्याण करे। जय काली कल्याण करे, जय काली कल्याण करे।
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं, संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं, सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णुः मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनोहरि। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु, सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु, सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सत्कमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मामृतं गमया। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। आवाहनं न जानामि न जानामि विसर्जनं पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष त्वं परमेश्वर। बोलिए विघ्नहर्ता गणेश भगवान की जय। जगत जननी पार्वती माता की जय। शिव शंकर भगवान की जय। श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय। ओम नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव हर। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। जय श्री राम। जय माता दी।